Jsme tady zpátky u Ballin Every Season podcastu. Dneska jsem tady se svým bráchou,
Čus,
který prostě se mnou vlastně vymyslel celý tenhle koncept Ballin Every Season. Každopádně, ať vás nezdržu, máme tady extra speciální hosta. Představíš nám ho?
Yeah, we're gonna speak budeme mluvit v angličtině, takže
right.
dobrý. And the guest here is Schilb. Hey, Blake, how are you?
Good, thanks for having me. Thanks.
Yeah, bro, how are you getting ready for the national camp, right?
Yeah, it's exciting, you know. Man, after so much time off, you know, this season because of everything, finally being back on the court, it feels great, man. You know, just taking one day at a time, trying to maintain this health and enjoy this game, man.
Yeah, exactly. I love the game, bro. Like,
It brings so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you feel young?
Do I feel young?
Do you feel young?
Sometimes.
Right,
Sometimes.
that's cool.
Yeah,
you have to.
You told me.
Being around these young guys,
Yeah.
I feel young.
Yeah, you told me in the morning that sometimes you feel you can, you know, dunk again, but then you're like,
And then I run out of hang time.
no, you don't have fuel anymore, right? No, I feel you. But you had a time off, right, off of basketball, right? For how long was that?
It was about a year, actually.
A year?
Yeah.
Like no basketball?
I was playing, but it wasn't the same as, like, you know, as I'm used to, you know, the last 12, 13 years. So
Right.
It was like some older men's leagues playing like this, and then being a coach, you know, for my kids mostly. So
Right.
I was always around the game, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue to play. So I don't know, it was like a year and just enjoying family time mostly.
Yeah, that's nice. And where did you play? Where were you? Like in Chicago, Illinois?
Yep, we were in Chicago. I mean, I'm from Champaign, Illinois, so it's like an hour outside of Chicago.
Oh yeah.
So I would play in a league every Tuesday in Chicago, and then also play in a league every Sunday in Indianapolis. So I was going back and forth between these two places, trying to stay in shape.
Oh yeah. Did you give him some buckets? You know, some 40 ball. You know, some 40 ball. I don't know. Like you tell me.
Yeah. I mean, you know. I gotta hit him off with a little vintage,
He said
vintage piece every now and then.
Oh my god, the fadeaway,
some OG shit.
He moved into the fake fadeaway. Oh my god, everybody's jumping all around you. Oh my god. but you said you grew up in Champaign, Illinois, right?
This really Champagne?
Yeah, Champagne.
Like champagne?
Yeah, like Champagne. Yeah.
Some of these names like are just funny, you know, for us like Europeans. But how was it there when you were growing up for you?
It was cool, you know. I mean, I grew up in like a single parent household mostly, you know. So my mom was working hard for me, my sister, and my brother, and you know, she was taking care of like some elderly couples. So she would send us to the park, and I would just be playing basketball with like older people, you know, trying to get on the court when I could. And I mean, it wasn't too bad, you know, as a youngster. I mean, there were times in the neighborhood we lived in, actually now is worse than what it was then. But I mean, it was tough. You know, you have your neighborhood fights every now and then. You're trying to protect your siblings or things like this. You know, you don't want to get bullied. So of course,
You got in fight like often?
Not too often. It was this one kid, man. We would always fight him. It was like a ritual, man.
Did you get an RKO or something like that?
Man,
I can see you doing some, you know, uppercuts.
I still see this guy down like still, you know, to this day, and he's like, "Yo, Blake Schilb, he taught me how to fight." And I'm like, what? Yeah.
How old is he?
We're the same age.
Oh, for real? Oh my god. It sounds like he admires you, though. That you get.
He's a little creepy, man. He's a little creepy. He be coming out of nowhere. I'm like, yo.
And he's still like the same person, right?
Yeah, he's still the same person.
Oh my god. Is he like skinny? Because I think sometimes when I see a skinny black guy, it's more like I feel more like afraid than I see a fucking bald dude. Because damn, I don't know. It's just my
like a complex. Like they gotta just fight because they skinny.
I don't know. Shit. I don't know. They look like they have a piece on them. So
yeah, I never ran into that like in an actual fight. You know, I mean, of course, you have areas where you know that can happen, but these were just good old fashioned fist fights, man.
Oh my god! Did you win?
My percentage was pretty good from the field.
Like he's really playing basketball. Percentage.
You were like 19 for 20 or something like that.
You know, I was efficient.
He said efficient. Oh my god! You
with
practiced
my
a lot, right?
jabs.
He said. Oh my god! I can imagine those jabs. God damn! So Desiree started playing basketball in the park with. You said your mom worked with elder people, right?
Yeah, she worked like with elderly people, and then as a nurse, like she ended up getting her degree and you know, working in an elderly home as well. So, but when she was working for the elderly people, this elderly couple, yeah, she would send me to the park down the street, be like, go play basketball with these, you know.
And that's how you learn.
And that's how, yeah, for the most part, you know.
How old were you?
First time. When I first started playing, like. What I can remember, maybe like 7.
Okay.
Yeah, going to the park then. And I think, you know, after a couple years, 9, 10, you know, these guys were actually starting to let me play, like on the court, you know. So I felt like, man, I'm actually, you know, improving. You know, I remember I couldn't even get on the court to shoot.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like, I played there. So, like, these guys have some egos, you know.
Yeah. I mean, like, even on the streets, you know, like the street hoops, you know, like it's serious. These cats is taking it for real.
Yeah, I don't like sometimes understand how serious is it. Like, damn, they get almost into fist fights. They get in elbows. Like, and some of these, like, when somebody has an open layup, right, they foul the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn. But exactly. They're just going to grab him and smack him on the ground. Like,
and then they like, that's not a foul. That's not a foul.
They always arguing about it. I'm like, what the? Man, it was just...
You got it on camera, huh?
No, I played with this type of guy at JUCO where I played. He was from Philadelphia.
Like,
yeah.
I saw this
Philly cats, yeah.
They're tough.
Yeah, they brolic, man. I play with some Philly cats too, and yeah, they have a certain style of basketball, man.
Yeah, and
really
one guy was from Baltimore. And damn, he was like into himself. He didn't talk much, but when he played, oh my god, he was pretty good. Like so fucking quick. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, they got their own style, man. I mean, you can see it, you know, wherever you play basketball at in the States or anywhere across the world. There's certain styles of play, you know, that people have from like their cities or area, right?
And what you think is like Chicago style, like your style?
I would say like my style is not necessarily Chicago. It has a little bit of Chicago because I would go there and play a lot. I went to the university in Chicago, but like, you know, Sean Livingston, you know, I played with him like in high school and stuff. So I would feel like this Midwest of Illinois, like part is our kind of style, you know, like a little, like a more smooth approach to the game rather than herky jerky, you know, that's in Chicago, you know, like you got Derrick Rose type of style guys and from Chicago, you know, I think he's a perfect example of Chicago style guy.
Right.
Yeah, and where did you play in high school? At what high school did you play?
I went to Rantoul Township High School, so it's in between like the city where I'm living now, Champaign, and in between Chicago. So you had a lot of guys like coming from Chicago to Rantoul, you know, because they just couldn't afford living in Chicago or got in trouble in Chicago and would just come downstate, you know. So we had, to this day, you know, Rantoul Township has a good basketball program, but it struggles, you know, because the children, the kids at this age, they're trying to find their identity.
Oh yeah, I can tell. And like, how was it for you at high school? Like, I mean, because you went to prep school, right? For at Brewster Academy. Like, why you didn't have any offers, or like what happened? Why did you go to?
Well, I mean, like I said, man, the kids in high school, I was one of those kids. You know, I was doing some things that I didn't know that I could have got in trouble for, or even worse, you know, things could have happened. But I wasn't able to play my senior year of high school because I was acting up. I was acting a fool, man. I was just partying all the time. And you know how high school, like, you know, I was projected like one of the better basketball players in the state my senior year. So, you know, I was feeling good about myself, and
All right.
going into the season, I was just partying, man, like too much. And the coach, the athletic director, they was like, "No, we're cutting that out." First time I got suspended. Second time I was kicked off the team indefinitely. So
Crazy.
I was like, forget this school, you know? And I just dropped out completely out of high school and was just in my mom's basement, like all the time. I didn't want to see nobody, nothing. I was like super depressed.
It was for how long?
It was for like, I would say like 4 months. And then one coach, he's actually a coach at University of Oregon now. He's an assistant coach, Mike Miniga. He was like, what about Brewster Academy? You know, they have these prep schools. Right. This was 2002, 2003, like when prep school scene like first kind of started. So I was like, yeah, let's give it a try. You know, they have these scholarships where they can pay your scholarships. You come for a year like this. So my mom was like, yes, let's get him out of here, you know. Not like she wanted to get rid of me, but she was like, he needs an opportunity, you know, to learn from this mistake, you know. So drove 20 hours to New Hampshire, man, in the car. Drove 20 hours to New Hampshire.
Yeah, those trips are just ridiculous sometimes. Man. Like we drove 50. I mean, it's only 15 hours in comparison with those 20, but fucking 15 hours to Kansas City.
I'm mad when I'm going to Brno. Like, what you mean, 15 hours?
Yeah, like.
Nah, I can't do that.
When I first came to the U.S., I was so surprised that we drove 6 hours from Douglas to Yuma to play a game. I was like, we finna play in a game? Like,
that's a long trip, man. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, like 20 hours.
And then trying to hoop. Yeah, I mean,
I cannot imagine just like so you drove from Champaign or from you were living in Champaign at that time, right? So you drove 20 hours there to New Hampshire and stayed there for a year, right? And played there.
Yeah.
And how was it being that far away from your family?
I mean, I guess it prepared me right for like university life. I guess, you know, like a prep year. But I mean, I guess I grew too a little bit in my academics and my personal life and on the basketball court. It made me grow up, I guess, being so far away. And, you know, there was bumps in the road there too.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And I mean, just like every high school kid, adolescence, you know, you're just like learning on the fly.
Yeah, right.
You know, you're trying to grow up too fast. And man, anything I would tell kids now at that age is just listen to your mentors, you know, listen to older guys who have the experience, who are trying to help you in any situation and guide you, you know. They have this knowledge to help you. You know, don't try to grow up too fast. You know, just take it one day at a time. You know, have your plan, try and stick to this script, but also listen.
Yes, yeah, I need to write that down because sometimes I'm doing that when we practice.
Don't listen to me.
When we're practicing, especially because we are brothers, you know.
Yeah.
So he just, you know, when we were little, we had some, you know, little fights.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we don't really like little fights. It's like more he's fighting, but I'm like.
You joking around?
No, I'm just chilling.
Bro, he's flexing now, but now
I'm just chilling, you know, because I know that's a little boy to me, you know. That's my brother.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Bro, look at him right now.
No,
like,
but the thing is, you know,
he's like 4'9", bro. I'm 6'6", and he's talking smack about me. Like, huh?
Nah, but you know, there's like a family thing. But that's what you said. Like, that's really important, I think. Yeah.
Man, like, I know because I played at JUCO, right? And JUCO and prep schools are like similar in the because everybody's trying to get a scholarship, right? So how was it competitive wise? Was it like really tough? Was it like a lot of teamwork, or was it like, oh, I have to score points in order to get a scholarship? How was it for you?
I mean, I guess it's competitive, you know. I mean, just like every sport, you know, but I guess there was a lot of individual selfishness, so to speak, you know, and guys trying to get stats so that they could potentially get a full ride or scholarship to a place where they would like to go, you know. So it was tough. We struggled that year, and you know, everybody was cool off the court. That's the thing. Like, everybody was cool off the court. Yeah. But then you get on the court.
Then the game came.
Yeah,
like,
and it's
not
like
personal, man.
Yeah, then everybody's being selfish, right? So
what about you?
Happened?
I ended up making my biggest jump. I felt like after the season was over,
All right.
Like during the season, like I was, I don't know, pretty passive, I guess.
Okay.
I was passing a lot. I was playing like.
Well, yeah, he's looking at me because I did that.
Yeah.
This year.
I mean, you got to play the game the right way too.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to develop some bad habits, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But after the season, I think is where you know, I took the biggest jump. So just taking all that frustration, I guess, from the season, and then letting it all out after the season.
Oh yeah, I got you. And how did Loyola Chicago pick you up? Like, how did they find you essentially?
You know, I don't know, because I had no idea about Loyola at all. Like, I had no idea about Loyola before you know, they had contacted me. I took one other visit to Rhode Island, and I don't really remember that visit. I was, it was my first visit, and I was like, man, we out here really partying right now. I remember hooping with the guys like a little bit, and I was like, man, it's a really nice city and good program, the coach, everything. But I wanted to be back closer to home. Not too close, but close enough, right? Like in Chicago. Yeah. So I was like, Chicago, Loyola is the place, you know, where I want to be, next to my family. You know, I think the coach, Coach Farmer, Larry Farmer was the coach at the time. He played at UCLA with like Bill Walton and like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and them guys. So
crazy.
Yeah, he had a high reputation.
A lot of experience. Yeah. And how was it there at this Loyola Chicago? How was it for you? Those 4 years.
Yeah, it was 4 years. It was tough academically, especially my first year. I struggled a little bit like the first semester. My grade point average was terrible, man. But I wasn't going to class. I was being a knucklehead.
So of course, man.
Yeah, I was being a knucklehead, man.
Oh my God.
All I wanted to do was hoop, you know.
Man, you've been wilding like a young guy, man.
I was wilding, man. I was. It's true, man.
I cannot imagine you, because right now you're like, I don't know, like so calm, you know. You
chill,
know,
man. You're just chilling.
Yeah, I cannot just imagine you just, you know, oh yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing this.
I wasn't, man. My grade point average was like a 1.1.
You said what?
Oh, 1.1.
How come you got to your sophomore year? Like, what?
In the middle of the season, they was like, look, man, you're ineligible right now. Like, you can't play the games. So I had to sit out like 3 games. And then they made me sign this like a waiver saying that I had to get like a 3.6 the second semester to balance it out. So I signed it. I ended up getting my grades like way up, and I learned from it, you know, and I never had this happen again.
I feel like that's a good thing, like about these schools. You have to really like be at least like regular, like on a study field.
For sure.
So you can play.
Yeah, I mean, you're a student and athlete, right? So they're gonna preach this to you all the time. You came here to be a student athlete, right? A student first.
Yep.
So,
yeah, I can imagine, because at JUCO where I was at, a lot of these guys like were just out there to hoop, you know, like, and like these classes weren't even like hard. It was not. I don't know. It was not rocket science. It was not calculus 3. It was just. What was it? It was music class. One guy had a music class. I was like, how come you don't have 4.0 average when you have a music class? I'm out there struggling with economics, calculus, and he's out there struggling with music. And like,
some people, they just got different priorities, right?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And also, like, I had to understand they are coming from a totally different situation than I am. I'm here in Europe, here at high school, where like I have to study on a daily basis in order to, you know, to proceed to go to my next year. And there, you know, they are just out there to survive, you know, at high school sometimes, because that dude was from Philadelphia, you know, and he's like, unfortunately, his mother died, you know, and he only had his father. So after that, you know, I understood more. But like other guys, I just didn't understand them. Like,
I mean, everybody has their own struggles, right?
Like, I mean, for them, that's the way out. So, like playing basketball.
For sure.
So, of course, I can understand that. But they got to think too, like, there is no basketball without, like, studies. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I think nobody told them, like, you're going to stop playing basketball once, you know. Like, and what you going to do after basketball? Like, shit.
back to the streets, or
exactly.
you know, like
what's happening, right?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Of the time.
Yeah, and but you know, that's all they know, so they think that's all that's possible, or you know, a lot of people that's all they think, you know. So, but
that's all they know.
So.
Yeah. Actually, I think it was a week ago we were talking about with somebody about NBA players who went broke, right? Because when their career ended, they had zero money going from college, or like they're having some meal money and some stuff like that, and then they're having these contracts for like $5 million, right? And what to do with it? One guy called, perhaps you know him, Delonte West.
Mm-hmm.
He was, I think, when was it? 5-6 years ago, perhaps. I'm not sure now.
You know
like
him?
I think 2010.
I don't know him personally, but I know.
Yeah. He was homeless actually for a couple of months. After having like these millions of dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just don't understand it sometimes. Like no, it's just tough sometimes because nobody told him, right?
I mean, you see Delonte now, like in some videos, you know, he's struggling. Or now I heard I've seen he's doing a little bit better.
Oh yeah, he's getting better.
Yeah, they help him in Dallas Mavericks.
But you know, like he was struggling. Yeah. I mean, in the streets, you know, crazy videos of, you know, of people, and specifically Delonte in this instance, like struggling, you know, and he was on championship teams, like, or, you know, playing with LeBron, you know, like in Cleveland. So it's tough, man. I mean, these guys get so much money at one point in time, and then they just trying to live this lifestyle, this lifestyle that some people can have, and some people, you know, don't know how to manage it.
Right.
Yeah, it's about, I think it's about having like good people around you who will help you. Because like a lot of these guys have like, you know, these so-called friends, you know, because, oh yeah, I'm your friend because I helped you, I don't know, when you were playing basketball.
I was with you in the hood, man.
You you gotta,
Mm-hmm.
you have this experience, like some of your friends.
I mean,
talk
for
to
sure.
You playing basketball in Europe, you're getting some bag, right? Can you help me out?
Absolutely.
Do you have the experience?
Sure, man, sure. I mean, it's a real thing, you know. Oh man, we known each other for 30 years.
Yep.
You know, like we went to elementary school together. You know, like, and it's a real thing, you know. But you have to pick and choose, like, what's best, of course, for you, and what's best for them. Are you going to enable them? You know, are you going to enable them and let them take advantage? And
it's not even a real help. When you give them money, like, okay, what now? You're going to spend it and
then they're going to come back.
Or,
then they're going to come right back.
Yeah, you gotta go to work or something like that, you know. So
yeah, like how did you handle these situations? Like you told them, no, you got to do this or that. Like how did you handle it personally?
I mean, a lot of the time I was here in Europe, you know, so 10 months out of the year I was over here, you know, so I would be back in the summer sometimes, and we would splurge, you know, spend some money, go party, hang out, and then it would be back to work for me, you know what I'm saying, and I would be able to kind of escape it, I guess.
Yeah, you are fortunate enough, you know.
I mean, it's hard to play in the NBA or something, right?
Yeah.
Like when they grow up in the States and then making all this money, and then you can't really escape it unless it's like you build like a fortress around your house or something, right?
Sometimes it's just ridiculous. I kind of like imagine being born and raised in America, and like then having this lots of money, and also lots of friends who are like, oh yeah, give me some, you know. Like it also like it's tough on your mental health, I think sometimes, because oh shit, yeah, he really helped me, but like, how am I gonna help him if I just give him, you know, 10K for nothing?
It's really not helping, right? Like it can maybe for temporarily.
Yep.
Yeah,
for sure. But your third year, right? Your junior year at Loyola, you had the opportunity to go to try out for Milwaukee Bucks, right?
Yeah.
How was it, the experience?
It was cool. But by this time, I had a new coach, so he acted as like my agent at the time. I guess nowadays they have like NCAA certified agents.
Yeah, a lot of connections nowadays.
Yeah, but then it was like my assistant coach. So he was like, let's go to Milwaukee. This is his voice, you know. He was like he was like a raspy voice, you know. Let's go to Milwaukee.
sounds like.
Let's show him what you got. I was like, okay, yeah. So I went there, and I think it was just me and Steve Novak. And, you know, we both, like, shot the lights out in this workout. And after the workout, they was like, yeah, you know, you guys really did good, but we don't have any picks in the first round. And I was like, oh, damn, like, for real? Like, I just did all that? Okay. So it's not guaranteed, you know? So like, but, you know, we really like both of you. Maybe we can pick you up in this second round. So I was like, okay, do I try to get this second round pick when it's uncertain, or do I go back to school and finish 1 year, perhaps, you know, get another opportunity after senior year and graduate? You know, I was like, I spoke with my mother, you know, like my circle around me, and I was like, you know, I want to go back to school. I want to graduate. You know, I want to get my degree. And my mother, she was like, you know, I think this is the best decision. You know, basketball has always been there. I think it will always be there for you. But, you know, your educational opportunity being paid for right now, you should take full advantage of your scholarship, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what my father is always telling me. Like, oh yeah, like you are getting paid like these scholarship, like this crazy amounts. Like, yeah, when I like looked it up, how much is the scholarship? I was like, God damn, if I was paying that.
Do you know how many people have like student loan debt? Man?
Yeah, like that's a common thing. Like a lot of them.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So you have a student loan debt, and you go to school, and then you get out, and you can't make like so much money right away. Mm-hmm. So you're just paying off this debt, you know? It's tough. So to finish the school and to have the scholarship opportunity.
Like mostly you're gonna die with the debt.
Yeah, it's tough unless you hit like the jackpot, you know?
That's sad.
Like, yeah, I was watching a lot of videos on that, like on the whole, like the financial system in America, and these debts are just like ridiculous. Like the education system, like how it ended up there, I just don't understand it.
They don't teach about credit, you know. They don't teach about credit in school, you know. This a little, you know.
Exactly.
They don't teach people how to be an adult, like things that are actually going to be in your adulthood, right?
I feel like that's better for them. They don't know, so makes sense.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's tough. Like you should learn how to manage your money, right? Get credit score, because this is like a big thing in USA to have a credit score.
Yeah, I heard.
But they don't teach that though.
Yeah, they're teaching like calculus.
Yeah,
fucking calculus. Like, why? English.
I feel like he got nightmares with these.
Yeah, calculus. You know, like
for me, like math is like comes natural to me, but like. Shit, just I don't know. Teach me how to invest. You know, teach me how to invest. Like, why should I know, like, a derivation of, I don't know, x squared plus cosine squared x to the power of
these words.
Like, okay, I'm gonna use that. Of course, I'm not gonna like use that, but yeah, I'm gonna get my degree with that. Okay, but. Like investing, hell, no, we don't do that here.
Yeah,
nowhere.
Yeah, you gotta find that out on your own, right? Like, yeah. See, they don't want everybody to learn certain things about that. So, but
no comment. Okay, no comment. I got it. But what I wanted to ask you, like, how did you end up overseas in Nymburk? Because it was your first like professional contract, right? Mm-hmm. How did you ended up here?
So after my senior year graduating, I signed with a certain agent, you know, went through the whole NBA draft process. Draft night came and, you know, no luck. So I was like, you're fired. I was mad. No.
No,
but
like
it was,
for sure.
I was mad, but it was realistic too. So I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm just gonna.
I'm thinking about that moment, like, you fired.
I was like, I'm gonna work with somebody else, you know. And one of my friends, who's a coach, he referred this agent to me, Noah Kroom, who, you know, was a big part of like my first part of my career, you know. So he immediately showed me like a contract from Nymburk, and he was real close with Coach Ginsburg.
Yeah.
Nano. So he showed me the contract. I ain't never seen money like that for me. So I was like, let's do it.
Let's get him, man.
I was like, let's do it.
It was good amount of money?
I mean, for me at the time, you know, I was fresh out of college. I wasn't making any money. Okay, the scholarship,
like first job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, heck yeah, you know, let's sign it. I don't care like where I gotta go. And then, you know, I had never been to Europe before. I had my passport, but I had never been to Europe. So I was like last I knew, it was it wasn't Czech Republic. It was still Czechoslovakia to me. So I was like, oh, okay, but
yeah, sometimes they are just go, oh, you're from Czechoslovakia. I'm like, what?
No, for real.
No, yeah,
because,
I understand that.
You know, like history is taught differently.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
It's messed up, but it's the truth. So I was like, okay, let's go. You know, I had like a party at my mom's house, and it was crazy. Had a bunch of people over there and left like the same day. You know, everybody was like, see you. I was like, peace.
No, we have to go somewhere. Sometimes I want to see you, right? Like, when you're a little bit drunk, I like, peace.
I was like, peace, man. For real, I was lit. I was lit. I was probably drunk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was.
Oh, you were
happy.
drunk to the airport.
Yeah.
You said, oh my God.
Slept
like-
the whole flight. I was woke up, you know, in Czech Republic. I was like, oh snap, I'm here. So yeah, it was
Kind of a different world, right?
yeah, absolutely.
How was it the experience here? When you first landed and got here? How was it for you?
I was like, whoa, you know, I was just looking around. I was trying to, you know, comprehend everything and make sense of everything what was going on, and really try to just live in this moment, right? It was tough because the language barrier.
Oh my God, the language.
Yeah, the language barrier, everything, you know, and you know, coming to Europe, like, I don't know, maybe I just felt like this, but I was like, man, I'm like the first black person to ever come over here. Straight up.
Nobody has ever been here. Come on now.
I think that's how I felt though.
I feel like
every time.
that was your...
Michael Jordan 2.0. Something like that.
But see, coming from a university, and then I feel like all basketball players that's coming from America over to Europe think like this, man.
Yeah, they have a lot of confidence. Like,
that.
I'm the best.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I met George. I knew about George, you know. So I met George at the airport. He was huge, kind, you know. We go out into the car. I had like all kinds of luggages, and his car was like a 2-door. It was like as big as this table, man. And I was like, how are we about to fit in here?
The 7'2" guy.
Well,
I was like,
how is that possible?
Yeah, like we were literally like up in the front, you know, with the luggages in the back, and George's head was like touching the top of the roof.
He wasn't ready. I'm about to ask him this one.
No, George was cool though,
Yeah,
man.
right.
He's always been a cool dude, and you know, he was like, if anything, you know, if you have any questions, anything, you know, let me know. I knew that he had been to university and played in the
experience
league.
with his adversity, just coming somewhere else whether you don't know it, right?
So he was a big help, you know, especially like that first year.
Well, it must have been nice with him. But how was it when you came to Nürnberg, right? How were the practices? How was the team? How did you fit in? How was it for you? Like, because coming out of college and you say you felt like, oh yeah, I'm the first black person to ever come to the Czech Republic. So you must feel a lot of confidence, right?
I was, for sure, and I was thinking to myself, like, man, I should be in the NBA, bro. Like, I'm better than these dudes.
Right.
Like,
Not like I can imagine that, like your junior year, you had the opportunity.
I had
so
a big chip on my shoulder, you know. So I had something to prove, and you know, I had a lot to learn. I had a lot to learn still. So the coach at the time, like, we were butting heads, you know, every day in practice. I thought, you know, I should be the leading scorer, or every play should go through me like this. And he had other plans, you know. He made me come practice 5, 6 in the morning. with
Really?
with Coach Nano, you know. So this is how our relationship kind of developed, you know. Nano was pissed off, like, Blake, why do I always have to come and practice with you at 6 in the morning? Just just listen. Just listen, you know. Like, I was like, man, I'm better, you know, bugging out. But we got through it, you know. And
why this early?
I don't know. Maybe it was like a punishment. Maybe it was to humble me a little bit, because I mean, it did, you know, in a certain way. It helped me realize, you know, like, hey man, like you still can work and improve. Like you're not all that you really think you are at this point, you know. So you still have areas of improvement.
Right. Like, what was the switch? Like when you switch up to like, oh shit, I'm gonna be like more humble? Because I heard that in one game, you said at the halftime, coach, you and coach were like, you said headbutting into each other, and you said that I'm gonna leave, right, or something like that. Was that the switch when you're like, oh, I'm gonna be more humble?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there was one specific moment. I mean, this moment for sure will stand out, you know, because then he was like, okay, you're not playing then, and I knew like at that point I was replaceable, you know, like there's so many other players who would like to take this spot, so. Like, don't lose this opportunity. You worked really hard up to this point. You know, don't let your ego, you know, kind of get in the way of the main objective or the long term. You know, something that you have planned for yourself or the family or whoever, like long term, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like, who helped you the most at this time when you were like when you had to think about yourself and how you're gonna play the game at Nimburg? Who helped you the most?
I think Coach Nano really helped me at this time, for real. At this time, he was an assistant, so you know, he could be more sociable with me, more personal, you know, than the head coach. And he had a good relationship with the head coach, so he was like, hey, like just you know, be focused on what you need to do and things like this, and everything will work out, you know. Just don't be like an asshole. And I was like, all right, I was like, all right, you're right.
You're fired.
Yeah, I didn't want to be on the other end of that finger, like.
Yeah, I can imagine. So after that point, it was pretty good, basketball wise, and also like mentally.
Yeah, I think so. You know, the summer between the two seasons, you know, I felt like I matured a lot, you know, and came back this second season, and you know, my family came over to visit, and you know, they really enjoyed, you know, the Czech Republic, and you know, I met my wife, and we had Jaden and things like this, and you know, it was really starting to make more sense to me, you know, and what this big picture was, you know, that I needed to stay focused for, you know, so.
Right. Yeah, I can imagine, because we have this tape here, bro, of you posterizing somewhere. I want you to look at this and tell me if you remember it, and just like tell me about it.
Can I play it, Philip? Yeah. Let me see that.
I'm not sure about the quality, but you're gonna see the poster.
There was no HD back then.
Yeah, it was not. Look at it. Look at it.
Man, like what?
Like no regard for.
Who was that? Peter Bender?
Perhaps.
He's still there, huh?
Yeah. look at yourself, bro. Enjoying yourself. Look at it. Yeah,
I didn't even know I could do that, for real.
Yeah, some springs in those calves, right?
Soki, look at Soki. He couldn't believe it either.
like, man, what you did?
You remember that game? Or you remember that particular dunk?
Yeah, I remember. I mean, you know, these moments stand out forever, because up until this point, like, I had never been so on a team that was so successful, like being on Nimburg, you know.
At that time, like, the league was kind of the same. Like, Nimburg was so dominant.
Yeah, I mean,
really?
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah,
you know?
they won like, I don't know, 16 titles in a row.
That's crazy.
And you know, to have my first taste, I guess, of this type of success on the court, it just made me want to become even better, right? Like, work harder.
Yeah, it gives you like the little spark.
For sure.
Yeah, I remember dunking over somebody. Like, I was like, God damn, oh my God. or when I made a buzzer beater, I was like, oh my God, I'm so good, right?
All that work you put in, right? All that work you put in when nobody's watching, or when it's crazy hours, or when you feeling like, man, damn, this really hurts, right? Then it pays off in that exact moment, and you're like, okay, I didn't know it was gonna come right now, but it came right now.
Yeah,
all that work,
the time, right?
Yeah.
And it's even sweeter when you went through all this, like through the pain, through the working hard, right?
Nothing that you really want is gonna come so easy, right? You have to work hard for it, man. That's anything.
Yeah, and from your basketball career, what was like the best moment for you in a game, like you remember?
I mean, definitely, you know, this first taste of success, like with Nymburk, was a big piece, you know, of the puzzle, like at the beginning, you know. So it allowed me to be able to carry that, you know, into the next phases of my career, I guess, and just, I guess, learn how to become like a leader or different aspect of the game.
Yeah, it gave you, I think, a lot. Also getting through the adversity, just, you know, first year somewhere else. You know, you've been living in U.S. for how long? Like 22 years, right?
Yeah.
And just come here, especially like in Czech Republic, where you don't know anybody, the language, the people, the cars, right? Tell me about your first experience with the cars.
The manual cars? Yeah, I didn't know how to drive a manual.
Because if you don't know, guys who are watching the tape and YouTube, because most of the cars in America are like automatic. So when Blake first came here and they gave him a car, it was manual. It has a clutch. Mm-hmm. How was it for you?
It was tough, man. I was like, in the centrum. I was stuck in the centrum of Portobello, you know, like for like 5-10 minutes, people honking at me. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, and they're like, Tivole. And I'm like, oh snap, you know. So
I can't imagine. Yeah, Czech people are sometimes tough, you know. When the things are going bad,
man, they're gonna tell you up, man.
They're gonna tell you, but things are going good. They're like, okay, you okay, you know. But when they're bad,
they're best friends at that moment.
Yeah, I had to go out in the middle of the night, like 3 o'clock. I was like, you know what? I'm not going through this again, man. Yeah, right. Nobody's on the street. Let me try to learn now when nobody's out here, man. So it was getting out of your comfort zone, man. Like you was talking about, you know, getting out of that comfort zone.
We talked about that actually after practice. That, you know, I think from my point of view that like the most important thing, just as you said, getting out of the comfort zone, do the stuff you are afraid of, because essentially it will, you know, help you grow.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what George said too. Like, that's the most important thing. Like, for example, to leave to other country, or, you know, just get out like of that comfort zone, because if you don't, like, you're
just gonna stay at the same place.
The same place. Right. You're not gonna know how far you can push yourself. Yeah.
You can go eat anything. Like,
yeah, a lot of what ifs. What could have happened if I did that? If I did that? If I talked to this guy, talked to that guy. Yeah, but for sure. But like, for you, what was the best club you have ever played in?
That's tough, man. You know, that's tough. But I would probably have to say Elan Chalon in France.
Yeah. For how long you been there?
We stayed there for 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
So you know French, you said, right?
Yeah, un petit peu.
Tu parles français?
Un petit peu.
Yeah, because I don't. Because I don't. I'm just, you know, flexing a little bit because I know some words.
You can teach us or something. Like, you know.
I'm not sure about him, but
you know, there's the younger brother thing. Like, I'm not sure about him, you know.
He's just talking, you know. He's just talking. Yeah, but you, and I saw you won MVP, right, of the league, or what was it?
Yeah, in 2012. Yeah, I was able to, you know, really have some success individually, but the team, of course, too. You know, we won everything that year. We won the Leaders Cup. You know, we went to the Euro Challenge final. We lost to Besiktas, you know, at the time, like by 3 points. It was tough. We won the French Cup that year. We won the title. So that year was great, man. It was like, as far as basketball standpoint, you know, everybody was happy in the club.
Yeah.
it enabled the club, the organization, to go into EuroLeague for the first time the next season. So, and it was also...
So you were playing in EuroLeague?
Yeah, so that was also my first, like tour of EuroLeague too.
Oh, so that was your first EuroLeague experience, and then you were with Galatasaray, right?
And then my second was with Red Star.
Oh yeah, with Serbia was there, right? Yeah, how was it there? It's Serbia. How was it? Because I played against a lot of Serbians there, crazy motherfuckers,
Yeah, I mean they love basketball, that's for sure, and it's a lot of practice. We were practicing a lot, like every day, so many hours. We would come in, practice in the morning. So when you compare
it with Czech Republic, like it was very different, like the style of practice and how much you practice?
I think how much we were practicing. How much did you practice? Not necessarily the style, but how much. We were practicing 10 every day, in the morning, 10 every. I mean, it was like a 9 to 5, actually.
For real?
Yeah.
It was like a job.
It was actually like a...
How was the day? So you woke up and...
We would practice immediately, like 9, 10 o'clock in the morning.
For how long?
2 hours minimum, with the weight room, with whatever, like training.
Yep.
Have like a hour and a half lunch, maybe. Okay. And then you back to practicing for like the next 3 hours, 4 hours.
Season?
Yeah, even during the season.
Okay.
It was crazy.
And then, did you have practice later that night?
No, I mean we would just be there until at least 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock.
Oh, so not necessarily like practicing, but just be in that place, like video or
a lot of tape,
everything else,
everything that that surrounds the basketball, everything.
Like real 9 to 5.
It was like a real 9 to 5, man.
Yeah, I'd like to play there in Serbia.
And you like that?
They love basketball. I mean, at first I did, because I was like, damn, like this is a new challenge. Like, okay, here we go, like for something else, that I wasn't ready for. But a lot of the guys were used to it, and I don't know, it was hard to balance basketball with my family life, because I wasn't at home so much, and I wanted to spend more time like at home with my kids. They were young. So it was tough. And then we were playing so many games. We were playing EuroLeague. We were playing ABBA League. So we were always traveling too. Right. So it was hard to balance them both.
Yeah, you must have been exhausted, especially when you're playing in Serbian league, where those dudes are just fucking physically.
Yeah, like going hard, like every game.
Yeah, I remember that first time playing against Serbians, or first time actually playing against Serbian national team under 16. I was like, God damn, how this dude can be 7 foot at 16? And I'm like, oh shit, how come he can have like, I don't know, like 100 kilos? I'm like,
I was playing with this dude Boban Marjanovic.
Oh yeah.
There, like, the funniest dude, man. He's the funniest dude, man. He really is that funny though, but yeah,
I was playing with Dallas. Yeah,
he's hilarious. But no, man, the fans there were crazy. So this was like my first experience, like with this type of fan base,
especially at Crvena Zvezda.
Yeah, it was like their first. It was like their first year in EuroLeague since like I don't know 10, 15 years or something. So our EuroLeague opener we played in the Combank Arena. It was like 22,000 people. Yeah. It was nuts, man. It was nuts.
Someday I want to play with this like experience of having a lot of fans there just cheering, but also like, especially like in Serbia, they're just doing crazy stuff, with those flares.
Yeah, that's not like NBA, like these guys like just
NBA
sitting, clapping, they're going crazy.
In NBA, it's like
right?
a show. It's like a show. It's like entertainment. Here, it's life or death.
It's like football, man.
Or death. Yeah, like
especially
for real,
like
that's how they feel.
Like,
yeah, for real. Yeah,
like
it's for real.
Hooligans, like I'm like, damn, why?
They bleed it, right? They bleed it. So that's really what they believe in. Like they don't. That's their belief.
Yeah, it's just. But I love it. I love it though.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, like, how did you end up playing for national team of Czech Republic?
Yeah.
How did it happen?
Okay, so my wife and I, we got married in 2012. This year, like everything was great. Like that I mentioned, we won everything like this, and I actually didn't talk to her about anything about the citizenship. We didn't for me or for her to get permanent residence in USA, anything. We were just focused on what we were doing at the time, And like 3 years later, I think 2000 or 3 years later, Nano called me on the phone and he was like, "Hey, I just got the job as the head coach of the national team," And I was like, "Dang, for real, like, congratulations, man. That's great, man. Like, we haven't talked in a minute, like, everything's great." He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You married to a Czech woman, eh?"
Man, I had that plan.
I could already see where he was going with this. I was like, I looked at the phone like, oh man, here we go, And but no, he was, he's I've always appreciated his guidance, what I'm saying? So he was like, "What do you think about trying to get your citizenship?" And I was like, "Man, like, that's a great idea. I don't know how we can go about it." He was like, "I got the plan."
He already had it before the call, man.
Yeah. So we were in Paris at the time, and I took several trips, back and forth from Paris to Prague, and it was a process, but it actually happened quite swiftly, with everything, and I was happy as heck. My wife was happy, that we could have this opportunity, and we were excited about the first chance to play in the Eurobasket, the 2015.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh my. I can imagine. But you had to learn Czech, right? How was it?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I learned a little bit of it from the household anyway,
especially when you were driving the car for the first time, and those,
Maybe those weren't the best words to learn right away, but but yeah, I was learning it, all the time, all the while, like, even I didn't know this was going to happen. I was listening, to her, talking with the kids and things like this. But I never really attempted to try and speak it so much, she would, be joking with me about it and things like this. But, of course, this is one of the requirements to have like some basic knowledge of the language. So, we went through the whole process, and, everything was finalized, and it was great. It was, it was great for me and for our family. So,
yes. So, when was the first game with the national team? How did it feel? Just to put on that jersey of Czech Republic and play for this country.
I think it was at the first official game was at the Eurobasket 2015 in Latvia. And then, we had some friendly matches before that and everything, so I was kind of used to everybody on the team and the coaching staff and things like this. But it felt great, to be back in the Czech Republic at the time, and being able to represent Czech Republic basketball. This was the first place I was able to play professionally. I met my wife here, and basketball, I felt like basketball has such an upside, here in the Czech Republic. It's always had good history, but I feel like there's a continuance to have an upside, moving forward with the teams that I've always seen, the youth, and like the next generations of kids that can have a potential impact, on basketball for the country.
Yeah, well, that's why we're doing this. Essentially, we want the basketball, to develop here, to be more recognized, so a lot of people know about it, promote it, so kids can see how big basketball actually is. Like, not only in Czech Republic, but also in the world, and how the Czech Republic finished sixth in the World Cup, like sixth. Like, imagine like you finished sixth, right? Before USA finished eighth or something like that.
I'm not sure. They finished they finished right after us, right?
Yeah, seventh.
Yeah, so they finished seventh.
Yeah, right.
Like, USA was seventh and Czech Republic was sixth. Like,
how you felt about that? Like,
Yeah, because you play against USA actually.
No,
at the World Cup.
One of my friends, he was like, before the World Cup draw, he was like, I bet you guys are going to get USA in your group, you know? And I was like, man, like, don't be trying to speak this into existence, you know? I don't know, you know, like, and it ended up happening. And I was like, dude, like, you really said this and now it's here, you know?
It, right?
He was like, you're going to have 40 on him. I was like, okay, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can keep going.
Yeah, you can keep saying this then.
Oh, you mean on Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Middleton? I'm like,
hey, this dude Donovan Mitchell went to Brewster, by the way.
Donovan Mitchell, for real?
Yeah, he went to Brewster Academy. So.
Yeah, then he went to Louisville, right? I think. Yeah, Louisville it was.
So during the game, we were talking about Brewster a little bit. But,
cool.
I mean, just the opportunity, you know, to represent Czech Republic again on that stage, and then to be able to play against Team USA. It was like, I don't know, kind of like a dream, you know, scenario, you know. Okay, of course, we weren't able to get the victory during that game, but in the end, we finished higher in the standings than USA, so we got the last laugh, right?
Yeah,
it was like, yeah, I can imagine. But look, here we have a tape again of World Cup qualifiers, right? You were a little bit of a heat check there, but look at it. You hit, I don't know, like 6 threes and like essentially won the whole game, I think. Like
he was playing defense like that.
Oh, god damn, that was a pretty tough shot.
He was feeling good, man.
Yeah, I can see.
This guy, Andre, he's a good passer out of the post, man. Look at Bochy, man.
Yeah.
Andre was looking for me, man. That was my roommate, you know, on this trip, so.
Shit, you were hitting that. Bro, that was 100% a heat check. Come on.
It
now.
was.
Yeah, it was.
Usually look, playing defense.
Let go.
No, man, I felt like this was a good game for us to win, you know, especially on the road, right? I mean, it just happened that I hit some shots, but throughout this whole World Cup qualifiers, like, man, everybody was playing good, man, every game. So I think that just kind of rolled over into the World Cup, you know, that energy just rolled over into the World Cup.
Yeah, and especially I think the main part is that you guys, this team play with each other for so long, and I think you had a good chemistry, and it essentially paid off, right?
For sure. I mean, that's a big part of basketball, this chemistry. It's
you cannot build it in a day, right? It's just so tough, and especially when some of these guys are playing abroad, right? Overseas, some Saudi is playing in the NBA. Vesely is playing at Fenerbahce, Ballin is playing at Bilbao, right? Bochy is now playing at Strasbourg. So sometimes it's like a little bit difficult to have that team chemistry, but it's nice that a lot of these guys were with the national team from young age, and they stuck together, right? That's pretty nice. You look forward to the national camp that's coming up, and also like the qualifiers for the Olympic Games in Tokyo.
For sure, man. It's going to be tough. You know, it was unfortunate, you know, that we weren't able to kind of keep the ball rolling last summer because of everything. I felt like, you know, everything, you know, surrounding the World Cup, the energy with the basketball, and we could have had a really good, you know, continuance into the qualifiers and maybe a better chance then. But, you know, we will see, you know, how everybody's feeling now at the camps. And, you know, we even have, you know, new faces, you know, who could give us, you know, some opportunities, man, that we didn't have at the time, you know. So we could be even stronger. So I'm looking forward to the camp. And you know, seeing everybody's potential for the team, and being able to just be there, man, and to be able to compete, you know, and to push my teammates and to be pushed by my teammates so that we can raise our level of play.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too because I'm gonna be there, right? I want to compete with those guys because I want a spot on the roster.
I already know. You was balling today. You was balling today in the practice.
How was the practice?
It was good. It was good, man. It was good, man.
Y'all was playing 5-on-5 or?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we played 5-on-5.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sometimes it was pretty funny. we feel alright. Hey, what?
Yeah, I mean it's all about having fun still,
Yeah.
right? At the end of the day, you still want to have fun on the court, man. That's when you're playing your best, man. When you're having fun, right? When you mad, frustrated on the court, man, you can never play to your full potential.
Yeah, like Steph Curry, he's having fun all the time. We talked about it, right? Like how he plays. He's always smiling. Like, yeah, sometimes he's like, you know, mad at the game, but like essentially he loves the game, and goddamn, I want Warriors, you know, to beat them.
Right.
I don't know who they're playing, but I want them to win, you know.
For real?
I also want
Like the
Steph Curry to
Lakers
be
game,
an
like
MVP.
yesterday, the Lakers game, like Warriors, man, they should win that game.
The LeBron,
What do you think about these play-in games?
ridiculous.
It's cool, like
Yeah, I mean it adds a new perspective on the NBA, right?
Yeah, also, but a lot of these guys were like, you know, so about it.
I think I seen LeBron. He was pretty frustrated about it.
he's always like that.
Yeah, I mean he has.
I love him. Like I'm not a fan of Lakers, but I'm not a hater like of Lakers. But man, he's the best player in the world. But man, he be crying like a lamb, man.
I mean he does, but he has this position, right? So
yeah, he can't like. He owned that NBA, you know.
Yeah,
so,
he can.
but
talk,
still, like
he can talk whatever, right? Yes.
I mean, I feel like in the end, the NBA won, right? They have more games.
Yeah, for sure.
They have more games that everybody's watching. More people are watching now. These playing games.
Oh yeah.
they're trying to get the like lost money.
Yeah,
They're trying to get it back. Yeah,
They're
that's
trying to
why.
get like 2 new teams to the like roster. Like,
Okay.
Like they thinking about Las Vegas. To
I
get
mean
a team
that could be a good market.
and one more. I don't know.
But yeah, damn, it's gonna.
I
be
know
like,
they were saying something about bringing Seattle back too.
Yeah,
but
these two.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Seattle Supersonics with the Sean Kemp.
Ooh, the Rain Man
Oh my god.
and the glove.
Oh, the glove. Oh my god. He was always talking smack.
Yeah.
Do you like to talk smack like the glove did?
I don't know, man. I just try and let my game speak, I guess.
yeah.
I don't want to get too much caught up into talking smack, man. Because then I feel like you get into, I don't know, some people, they get more
If you
involved
don't
into the
show
game.
up, like, man,
And then you talking smack,
you're looking like bad. Like,
Yeah.
man, sit down.
just hoop. You know what I'm saying? Let your game talk. But I don't know. Some people enjoy this type of aspect.
Oh my god. Yeah, I played against one guy at the JUCO where I was playing. He was from Compton, LA, right? Oh my god, he was talking so smack. Well, like we won by 20, right? And when it was timeout, he tripped me. I was looking at him like for 5 seconds, like I'm gonna kill him. But why did you do that?
Petty, yeah.
You're like, oh, he's with us. He's with us. Hey, right. Hey, number 12, left. Come on now. Oh, yeah, that was a good shot. I was
I
like,
mean, sometimes it's fun, right?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's fun, but like just joking around. But taking it to like another level, like there's some cats that really be.
oh, yeah, like Kevin Garnett on the Tim Duncan. You heard about that?
Nah.
Because his mother died, right?
Mhm.
And I think they were playing, Timberwolves were playing against Spurs. And Kevin Garnett was there. And he was like, happy, because it was Mother's Day, right? And he
shit,
said to
man.
Tim Duncan, happy Mother's Day, Mom.
That's sad.
Yeah, I
man.
was like, God.
But KG is ruthless, man. You know,
Yeah,
like,
and-
oh snap, sorry.
Oh, you can-
Get him out, man.
Hey, my bad.
See, you can pay for it. Nah, but yeah, you're right. He's
No, that's too much. Like,
yeah. Sometimes it's
Happy Mother's
it doesn't.
Day, like,
It doesn't. I think this doesn't belong in the game, right? I think the game like helps you, like in a lot of ways, like to grow up, you know, to be more mature, to give you like knowledge not only about basketball but about people, just talking with about their character perspective on life. So I think that the type of trash talk doesn't belong in the game. Well,
I mean, like whatever energy you put into the game, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're gonna get out of it.
you're gonna get that.
That's why the ball is round, right? Like it's like karma, and everything you like the world is going around. Everything you put into it, you're gonna get back out of it eventually. It might not be right when you want it, but it's gonna be there at the right time for you.
yeah. So
That's
you
true.
believe in karma?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the law of attraction, right? Like whatever type of energy you're putting out, man, you're gonna get that back.
Yeah. Did that happen to you in your like career or your life?
Certainly, you know, I think in certain aspects, you know, I can't really pinpoint, you know, one specific moment, but I feel like the game, you know, I really truly love the game of basketball, and, you know, it's been able to take me places where I could never imagine, you know what I mean, as a tool, or like I don't know, I guess a tool, you know, of life to take me to places, like I said, I can never imagine or never even seen, or... Right.
Yeah, especially like just going around the globe, playing the game you love, just going to Czech Republic, France, Serbia.
It's a blessing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. I've been to a lot of countries just because of basketball, and I'm only like 20 years old. Like, I cannot imagine like doing that when I would be just, you know, doing some 9-to-5 job. I would be in an office, right?
And then your mind is so open, man. You know, like you go to different places, your mind becomes so open to certain aspects where you may have never, you know, learned about.
Yeah, that's what we talked about, getting out of the comfort zone, right? Damn, it's... And what I want to ask you, who was your like role model in basketball or like in life in general?
Hugh Hefner.
Who's that?
No, I'm just like...
Why? I was like...
No, I'm just playing.
Okay.
Hugh Hefner, no. No. I mean, of course, Michael Jordan, you know, like growing up around Chicago. Yeah. You know,
that was huge, right?
Huge for basketball, you know, because Chicago Bulls, you know, haven't been to that level in a long time, you know. That level is like the most elite, right? Right. You know, they've made playoffs, they've had some good players and some good teams, but that level of basketball has only been accomplished, by a few teams. You know, the Lakers, Boston, Chicago, like this is history. So growing up, like Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen,
Dennis Rodman
a little bit,
you know.
Dennis Rodman a little bit. Not gonna lie, Dennis Rodman, he definitely had an impact. You know, just
the Worm.
Yeah, the Worm, you know, his warrior mentality, his role, you know, like you don't have to score 40 points. You can go out and get 20 rebounds and still be that dude, you know, like that
dog.
Yeah, that keeps the team together, you know what I'm saying, like in certain times. So, I mean, Michael Jordan, for sure.
Yeah, did you try to imitate your game after him, you know, sometimes?
Sure, man. I tried
doing that.
I tried, but then I was like, I can't do that like him.
Yeah, he was flying sometimes.
Him,
you know, Air Jordan, right? I wish I had these type of hops, you know.
In my dreams, man. You know what I'm saying? This was the only place I was flying like this, man.
Yeah, in my head, I'm like doing all that, the cradle, you know. Between the legs, but
it was inspiring, right?
Yeah, right.
It's inspiring to see him do it so effortlessly.
Yeah, exactly.
What about like other players, like not from Chicago, like for example, like Kobe Bryant? Like, did he inspire you?
For sure. You know, I think throughout my career, you know, Kobe played a big part. Right. You know, just watching him. I never met Kobe personally, but I always felt like, and I feel like a lot of people felt it, especially, you know, when he had his accident, you know, with the helicopter and perished, you know, that they felt so connected to him, like they actually knew him, you know. And I always loved watching Kobe play. Right. Loved his work ethic. Loved the way he was as a father, you know. And I didn't fully realize it, that he was like my favorite player ever until after that. You know, I was like, the whole time I was watching him, trying to, you know, mimic his moves as well, trying to mimic his lifestyle.
Yeah, it's ridiculous how he changed the game, especially with that Kobe, with the fadeaway. Everybody was saying, even when you throwing something in the bin, or in the trash, Kobe. Like, you know, it just
like everybody, not only basketball, but like everybody.
He transcended the game, man.
I think MJ and Kobe are like and LeBron, right, are the biggest personas of like the basketball game, because everybody knows them, and like everybody, not only basketball players, right?
Everybody, worldwide. I mean, you see Kobe speaking all kinds of different languages, and you know, he's very international. He grew up in Europe, you know, because of his father. So moving the game forward, you know, you have to respect that, you know, because as a basketball player or as somebody who's close to basketball, that's what you want to do, right? You want to continue to move the game forward.
Yeah.
You want to find something new for the game, to give back to the game, right? How can I give back to this game that they gave me so much,
right.
you know? I want to be able to move it forward.
Yeah, you feel the urgency to help it grow. Yeah. So how do you want to help it? You know, when you stop playing basketball, what you want to like do?
You know, I don't know. I really don't know, and that's the hardest part about it. Like trying to figure out how, you know, how else I could kind of help the game. You know, possibly coaching. You know, training or.
I feel like you don't have to be like you're doing something after, like, you know, coaching or something, but you already, like, I feel like he already, like, did for Czech basketball.
Oh, yeah, you definitely
did a lot
for
Czech
basketball.
Like, it's not like you have to think about what you're going to do, but it was a process, like, we get, like, 6th, you know, place.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something like Czech Republic, for us, that was big, so, and you was part of it, so that means, like, you move that forward.
For sure, and you know, I hope this inspires you know other youthful basketball players who are going to take the national team to even another level, you know, and just you know, and then we could, you know, the players who were there be able to watch on that proudly too, you know. Right. So it's all part of the game, man, and you know, just how much the game has to give is unbelievable.
Right.
Yeah, I can see that you love the game, and you gave it so much. You gave so much to Czech basketball, and I just know. I told you, like, I know you for 1 week, right? And we talk a little bit, maybe a lot, I would say. And
yeah,
I
think talk quite a bit.
You know, I would say you're. Even though maybe it's a big statement, but you're something like, I don't know, you're giving me guidance in basketball. When I'm going right now to America in a couple of months, you give me some kind of guidance, some kind of mentorship for me. So I just want to thank you for that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
You see, that's it.
You know, this is...
Yeah, that's how you're helping.
You're
for
pushing,
sure.
you're helping like in a big space, like.
And this type of feedback, you know, is great to hear, man. It's very encouraging, you know what I'm saying? And it's humbling, you know, because then you like, man, you know, you really can give back to the game, and other than just playing it, you know. So I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, for sure. So Blake, I want to thank you for joining us here with our podcast.
Yes, sir.
In Ballin every season.
Hey,
so thank you very much.
We got a like gem, man. That's a gem in this one, like a legend. Like, you know, like I told Zidek he's a legend. He was like, that's like, I'm old. Nah, man, legend is something like, you know, like you Americans say, like GOAT.
Yeah.
It's something like that. So thank you a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks, guys, for having me, man. It's fun, man.
Yeah.
And you guys, I mean, dejte nám subscribe, like, shareujte tohle, protože tohle je člověk, který pomohl českému basketu extrémně moc, a doufám, že to podpoříte teda i vy, že to sdílíte, dáte tomu like a subscribe, sledujte.
Čau.